about the human body, and specifically it's about certain bones. It's hard to see, so I am going to present it a little bit differently. This is a picture of a foot. You all have a foot, right? And this is the bone, or the bones that construct, look what the foot looks like if you took an X-ray. Boys and girls, quarter of your bones, total bones in your body, are in your feet. Your feet have 26 bones. Yeah, that's a lot of bones. And it has 33 joints. Joints is where you can bend. So your foot has 26 bones and 33 joints and 100 muscles. Yeah, that's a lot. Standing is more difficult for your feet than walking. So that's the foot. And what? All right. This is a knee. That's your knee. Show me where your knee is. We don't need a picture. We have one. And this is, if you took an X-ray of your knee, these are the bones that you would see in your knee.
What's in my knee?
The knee, sir, is humans are the only primates that walk on 2 feet all the time. And the knees, every time we walk, it's almost like shock absorbent. Every time you take a step, your knee bears 3 times your weight. When you're walking, the pressure on your knee is 3 times your weight when you're walking. When you're going downstairs, like walking downstairs or going downhill, the knees bear 5 times your weight when you're stepping down. And the knee bone is the largest bone in your body. Babies are born without kneecaps. I did not know this, and I learned this today. It is the most complicated joint in the body. It's the biggest bone, it's the most complicated bone. This one is a hand. You can look at your own hand, right? And this is, if you took an X-ray, this is what your hand would look like. I think that the thumb is broken from our model, but there's definitely a thumb, and that's a very important part of our hand. The hand has 27 bones. The thumb is what separates us from most animals, except orangutans. There's a frog called Philomedusa that has a thumb. Some lemurs have a thumb, and giant pandas have a thumb. There are a lot of different tasks that we probably cannot do if we did not have a thumb. For example, what do we call this? Kindergarten grasp, right? When you hold a pencil to write, the thumb is a very important instrument when we write. Let's see. That's the hand. That's the foot. This is a picture of the head because it's talking about the skull. And if you took an X-ray of somebody's head, this is what a skull would look like. The teeth are not part of the skull bones. The teeth are stronger than the bone of the skull. So the skull has, how many bones do you think the skull has?
1.
I used to think so too. Today I learned it has 22 bones. And inside the skull, there are a lot of holes and kind of tunnels. It's not a vacant big space. It's very interesting part of the human body. The smallest bone in your body is your ear. The biggest or the longest bone in your body is in your leg. So this is the bone. This is the spine. The spine goes from the back of your neck all the way down to your tailbone. The spine, some people call it backbone, is basically a column of vertebrae that go one on top of each other. In the middle, there is a hole that goes through all of those vertebrae, and that's called the spinal cord. It's a very, very important part, and those vertebrae protect the spinal cord. Animals that have a spine are called vertebrate. Do all animals have a spine?
No.
No. Insects don't have a spine. Arachnids don't have a spine. What do we call them when they don't have a spine? Do you remember? Vertebrate and invertebrate. That's right. So this is a picture of a person's back, and that's pretty much how long your spine is. It's exactly in the middle of your back.
What about your ear?
Do you guys have any questions about the bones? Yes, Owen?
What about your ear?
Your ear has the smallest bone in your body. Does that answer your question? Okay. Does anyone else have a question? Anybody at home? Yes?
Why is the backbone the longest bone?
It's not the longest bone. The backbone is made of a set of vertebrae that they stack on top of each other. The longest bone is your leg.
Aria has a question.
Yes, Arya?
What is the smallest bone in the ear called?
That's a good question. I don't know the name. I just know that it's in your ear. Maybe you can Google it and tell us tomorrow. That would be your homework. Okay?
That's weird.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to call on you tomorrow, and you're going to teach us, all right? Okay.